I've always wanted to use this introduction, so allow me to use it. Hi, cousins.
What is strategy?
It is curating the roadmap from where you are. What are you doing? How are you doing? Who are you doing it for? Where are you doing it? And at what point will you be able to know that you've actually achieved this thing? Open up your mind. Acha kuona hiyo tu kijiji yako.
What are the defining factors? What do you look at to say now that's a kingdom business?
It's a business that's based on foundations of scripture. There are a lot of opportunities that are actually good that could be available to our youth people. But our joy, you're just an opportunity away from being the next Chris Kirubi. It's opportunities. What people lack are truly opportunities and just someone to really mentor them and work with them in terms of building their character. History tunasema ya kingdom principles. Actually, it is a remake-up of your mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 101 of the EE PowerTalk. My name is Daddy Blessing, and today we have a friend of mine. We're going to talk about a few things about business, but before that, allow me to allow her introduce herself. Maureen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, DB?
I'm doing very fine. You are glowing in the spirit.
Asante.
First of all, welcome to our studio. We are honored to host you today.
Oh, thank you. Thank
So
you
you can
very
tell
much.
our audience who you are and what you do.
Yeah, I've always wanted to use this introduction, so allow me to use it. Hi, cousins. My name is Maureen Kangethe. So I wear many hats. I'm part of a ministry called W3 Global Mission, whereby I lead the Kenyan chapter. And moreover than that, I spearhead strategy at a company called Uplift Africa Collective. It sounds complicated, but just guiding and steering the vision. Basically, that's it.
Yeah. So I want to jump right into my first question. You've mentioned strategy. When you mention strategy, like you've said, many people might think a lot of complication and all that. What's strategy? Because we have been throwing this word all over, especially for those of us who are online gurus. We are telling clients strategies, right, left, and center. So what is strategy?
Okay. In layman's term, you have a vision. Where are we now? We're in Nairobi. We want to go to Kisumu. How do we get there? That is a strategy. It is curating the roadmap from where you are, and then in the vision that you have, how do you get there? Okay? So it answers certain very simple questions. What are you doing? How are you doing? Who are you doing it for? Where are you doing it? And at what point will you be able to know that you've actually achieved this thing? Simple. You got the questions?
Yeah. So now, basically, the strategy is now those questions are in place. So now, how do we answer them?
Yes.
Awesome. So when it comes to Uplift Africa, who are you and what do you do, especially in the context of the Kenyan market?
Okay. So Uplift Africa Collective, I once heard you say that you are not a local person, you're global. So as the name says, our vision is just not for Kenya, but we envision, it from an African perspective. But let me bring it home because we're currently in Kenya. Who are we? So we are a company whose heart is working with startups. Myself and the other co-directors, we have this burden within us whereby we wonder, and the questions that we ask ourselves. So ideas, what is the problem and why are people unable to execute their ideas? First question, And even the ideas that they have, what is the problem? Why is there a myopic version of it? And then at some point also, once they begin, why are they unable to scale? And then the fourth question is that why are there no longevity in terms of the businesses that we start? So those are the things that made us to birth Uplift Africa Collective. So what are we saying? We're uplifting you, literally. So you have an idea. Where do you begin? Where do you begin? So we work with you. And our model is quite different because we particularly work with you as a founder. So we sit with you and our work is to renew your mindset, So we take your vision and we work with you to expand it, whereby, there's a lot of maze and I heard you talk about it in our previous
Yeah.
podcast, whereby people really do things a lot for themselves. And honestly, there's a threshold. I think you gave it above 25 years where
Yeah.
it has to stop being about you. It has to start being about impacting people. That how do we bring that kind of sensitivity and consciousness to people, even from the place of where they're starting? How do we open up your mind? Acha kuona hiyo tu kijiji yako. Yeah, how do you need to start thinking, okay, I have a shea butter business. Hey, how can I sell it to Ghana? What are these markets that have been opened for me? So that is why we exist. So we work with you. First of all, we work with the founder. We try to renew your mindsets, because you come to see, once you work with founders, is that your business can only grow to the level whereby you as a visionary are able to foresee it. Ukweli?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So when you as a visionary, you have a very myopic vision, then you limit the full expression of what that business can be. So we work with you, we sit with you, because a lot of things really shape our mindsets. The way we grew up, kama ulikuwa kwa moshada, that already clouds your vision.
Correct.
If you've lacked exposure to certain kind of things, you're not able to envision how your business here can be able to be at eBay, or how we're able to access the US market. It's impossible for you to think.
Yeah.
So we work with you to renew that mindset, And then we're also focused on imprinting kingdom principles to businesses. And I know that's a word that we like throwing around. But when you look at, other religions and the way that they've been able to really prosper, talk about the Jews, talk about the Muslims. How is it that such a minority community will come into a country and just take hold of the economic system?
Correct.
Yeah, there are things that we're missing. And, once you study them and you look at them, you're able to see that they actually implement kingdom principles. They collaborate. As we don't like collaborating.
100%. Like, there's so much competition on this other side.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a problem. So we are not collaborating. We don't have principles of unity. Yeah. Even everything about the way that we do business really on this side, without that, the layering of the kingdom principles enables our businesses not to thrive and go further. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me summarize: mindset, and then kingdom principles. Then we work with you. We're not planning alafu tunakuachanisha. No, we work with you. So first of all, we worked on you ahead. Then we go to ideation. We go to your branding. We look at your revenue streams, and we work with you until you launch. Hadi hiyo kitu ile unasema unataka kufanya tuone umefanya. And then that also, in that process, we're figuring a way of also giving people capital. Yeah, and then also now finding a way. Atutakuachanisha, atukujotembe na sisi 6 months, which I see is the way that a lot of programs are built. Tunatembea nawe kidogo, and then at some point we leave you. We leave you. But businesses, and I'm sure by you being in business, there are different challenges that you experience at different stages.
Yes.
At different stages. So we work with you. Once you come to us, it's like a marriage, bro.
Hakuna kutoka.
Hakuna kutoka. So we work with you. We find a way of maintenance. Yeah. So that's one aspect in terms of now working with entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Individually, but also now collaboration within industries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's something you've mentioned, kingdom business.
Yes.
What exactly do you mean when you mention a kingdom business? What are the defining factors? What do you look at to say now that's a kingdom business? Okay,
so first of all, what's a kingdom business? It's a business that's based on foundations of scripture. Based on foundations of scripture. And what does that look like? When you envision how Jesus lived his life, he didn't live it for himself. He lived it for impact, which is a problem that we have, that most of our businesses are for me, my family, kujipatia jina. There's a lot of meism. But a kingdom business is one whereby each and every day when we wake up, it is the people that we're serving. That becomes like our motivator. It becomes the reason as to why we do what we do. So impact, and certain principles that then govern that kind of system. principles like law of honor. Yeah.
Aha.
Yes. So now we go and start doing the principle also of sowing and reaping. Yeah. Giving. A lot of these principles that look very, once you read scripture, they become they're very tangible. But then now how do we implement them in our business? In terms of the way that we care for people, we see Jesus's heart, whereby he really cared for the people who are around him. Yeah. So your employees, that looks like, how are you treating your employees? Yeah. How are you discipling them in terms of empowering them in leadership? They are empowering them to be better people, empowering them to accomplish their vision. And from that place, you find that businesses thrive.
From where you sit,
Yeah.
what do you think we are missing? Because the moment you mention you're a kingdom entrepreneur, in the common world of business, you're painted as a red flag or something. Because that's something we've personally have suffered with.
Yes.
Because you're proclaiming your belief
Yeah.
to a person who you're doing business with, and it paints a target on your back in terms of, is this person really legit? Most of the time they tell us now, that's a gateway for you to con me. Because again, I might lean on my religious beliefs and let you do whatever it is that you want. So what is that gap you're seeing there?
Yeah. Okay, there's a gap because people who come and tell you that, look, I'm a Christian founder, once you interrogate them and you sit with them, you find that they're very lazy. Let's be honest.
Okay. Yes.
They lack integrity. They don't honor people's time. They don't honor the promises that they make. They don't actually deliver the value that they're meant to deliver through. I'm sure we've all experienced it. Once you work with someone, it is quite a distinction, whereby once you work with people, quote unquote, of the world, scripture even says that the children of the world are actually wiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, than the children of the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing, what is the differentiating factor? Is that these people, they honor principles. It's just that they honor them. They're diligent.
Yeah.
In the work that they do, they're excellent. Yeah. So these principles that we're saying, I'm an issue that it's because you're born again that you implement them. No, they're principles that you embody regardless of even the religion that you're in. They are principles. They are principles, diligence. Yeah. Principle of hard work. Yeah. But not that hustling mentality. It's also building from a place of rest. I hope we're together. Yeah. It's excellence.
Yeah.
It's providing value. What you say, when I tell you that I will deliver within 24 hours, that I'm actually moving heaven and earth to make sure that I deliver that on time. Yeah, and those are the things that are actually lacking. So when I talk about kingdom business, we're talking about the values and the principles, moreover than the religion. Are you Christian? Are you Catholic? It's more than that. We need to see it, because also kingdom, it's just not about your speech. We need to see it in your actions. We need to see it in the way that you interact with people. Yeah.
There are people who would say we have our own African way of doing business. Why should we now change our route now to the kingdom way of doing business?
Easy. Is it really working? Is it working?
That's very interesting. You've just thrown a curveball right there.
Is it working? Yeah.
Okay, there are people who would say, again, it has brought us up to where we are right now. So it was working.
It was working. Yeah.
Okay. So now the question is it working right now? Okay. So now, for such a person who is trying to transition from, they have a way they were doing businesses and it has worked for very many years, and they feel they have plateaued, and they need something else that would work right now. A kingdom solution, how do you introduce a kingdom solution to them?
Okay, so I have a business. I've been working at it for a while, but imefika mahali plateau. So what they're looking at is
Yeah.
scaling this business. But sometimes also where we begin with you is what really is the vision of this business.
Okay.
Because probably the reason why we're here where we're at is that your vision was very little.
Yeah.
And so you've sort of accomplished it and you're wondering where to go next. When you look at kingdom principles and let's study Jesus, what was his mission? To make sure that the gospel went to the ends of the world.
Correct.
Do you see the grandiose of that vision?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So sometimes the reason why we plateau, above many other things, is also the place of vision. So probably what you envisioned umekwama. There are people also, the reason why they're plateaued is resources. So how then do we mobilize resources for them? So there are very many reasons as to why people plateau. So what we do is that we sit down with you, we look at the vision. Okay, how are we going? Okay, we look at, have we gotten to the place where we need to scale? If we're scaling ahead, what are the resources that we need to imprint so that we go to the next level? So it goes on a case by case. I can't say at hey, this is a one pattern. The reason why people plateau is because of many reasons. Yeah.
Okay. So now when it comes to how you're approaching businesses,
Yeah.
what are the consideration you put in place to know whether it's a vision that you're gonna first of all drive, or you're gonna start with building a personal capacity, someone's personal capacity, so that they can be able to carry the vision they say they're having?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So what we do is that we have a discovery call with you. We just have normal conversations, so that you're able to bring out your natural self. So there are questions that we ask you, why are you doing this? What really was a motivator? Why are you seeing it? Why are you seeing it grow? In this industry that you're in, what are the competitors? How does this industry look like in the next 10 years? Yeah. What do you envision around this industry? Based on those answers, then you're able to see, this one is a personal issue.
Yeah.
They don't see it being very big. Like, let me give a case scenario. There's one company that we're working with that is in avocado oil business. So they use avocados. So the lady has a really nice big farm, Oko Kirinyaga. But when we met her, I think the only thing that she was doing was making conditioner out of it. And that was it. But she has a very good product. She's very passionate about those avocados.
Yeah.
She's very passionate. But once we sat down with her, you get to see the way she's not able to think out of the box in terms of the possibilities that are available for her that are quite easy. Avocado oil. You can use the maganda. Yeah. So very many other things. You can use them for facial issues. And then we even took it a step further. We're like, okay, how about you begin to introduce the natural aspect to the beauty industry? Now that's a kingdom solution because you're fighting agenda. Yes, you see, that's a kingdom solution. We're seeing the propagation of people just not liking the identity. So we're like, moreover, let's scale your vision. How about that your story is that you're really re-emphasizing identity and allowing people to appreciate their natural state of their hair, natural state of their face. She was like, okay, by the way, that's something. And then we're like, okay, you can even begin to be a thought leader around this. When people want to begin to look at what are the possibilities that are available to avocado, they come to you. You've earned a bit of more revenue because you can start being in panel discussions. You can begin to write books around stories of identity based on now what you're doing. Correct. So you scale the vision, and the kingdom business is also one that serves a kingdom agenda. So your solution is actually for the betterment of lives, betterment of communities, betterment of societies, betterment of industries. Yeah.
Is willingness a part of the biggest determinant of whether something will work or not?
Willingness. Yeah.
Because
I think so, yeah.
Because there's some people who would argue differently. They will say, now, if something was meant to work, it will work. Whether you're willing or you're not willing. So now, where does that fall in place in terms of mentality? Because again, that's a very huge battle that we have with people. There are people who have a dream that can really be incubated and hatched into a bigger thing.
A very big
But
thing,
they are just contented with how small it is. So what's your take on that?
Or in terms of willingness, sometimes very many things are a motivator. So despite you being content to the way things are, if I begin to show you the value that you will gain as a person, you can't fight results.
Yes.
You can't fight numbers. Once I begin to show you the value that you will gain, if we stop thinking just about your Kasarani zone where you want to sell your eggs, and we begin figuring out how we can scale this and take it, even abroad. I was actually very stunned by this company. They sell tilapia and actually export it. And the kind of growth that they've gotten is... So if I come and I show you, by the bruh, this is the value. This is the dollar that you will get. This is the kind of impact that you will gain. These are the kind of, you'll be able to have an imprint in terms of solving solutions such as unemployment. Do you really think mtu atakata?
For real. Anyway, there's something you've said very profound,
Yeah.
that you can't fight results.
Yeah, you can't fight.
Yeah, so results will always prove a point.
Yes.
Whether it's working or not.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers
Check
don't lie.
the scoreboard.
Especially if they have multiple zeros.
Yes, they don't lie. So, and that's a very good way that even when you sit down with visionaries, they're like, oh my God, it's too big. But sometimes once they see the possibilities of what will come, because that path is difficult, let's not lie. Scaling businesses and having that bigger vision. There's pain in that process.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But once you're able to envision what that other side looks like, it becomes a motivator.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it becomes a motivator.
So now, from where you sit at Uplift, what happens when the vision outgrows the vision bearer? Because we see some of those instances, the vision has become too big beyond your capacity and ability to even run whatever it is that you're running.
Yeah. So one of the things I say is that as a founder and as a vision bearer, you need to constantly invest in yourself. That's what you must constantly do. But secondly, which I find weird that people don't do, is that you need to hire people who are smarter than you.
100%.
Yeah, they're able to steer the vision, because also as we age, there is energy, there is time, and there's also the kind of innovation that as a founder you're not able to steer. So have people who are under you who are smarter than you, and then as you grow, so that when it becomes big, they're able to have the capacity to hold it, pour into them. Pour into them, transfer your belief systems to them, your habits. How you got where you got in the first place. Imprint that on them. And I think that really enables the business to grow. And then as it keeps growing, also keep improving your strategy, keep improving structure and systems. You don't fall to the level of your vision, you actually fall to the level of your strategy and systems. So when it becomes big and you're intentional in terms of enlarging your systems, your structures, they're able to really handle the weight. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Correct. So now, when it comes to business in Africa, what is the position and the opportunity for the youth, especially someone like me?
Okay, opportunities for the youth. And I think we're almost getting to that part that I like, where we'll talk about Reclaim, is that a lot of collaborations that are available. So with what you do here, there's someone in Ghana who is doing the same. How can you begin to figure out in terms of collaboration? There are a lot of opportunities in that. And I think it sounds like a small thing, the unity and the collaboration. But if we do it right, it's more than enough to actually spearhead and catapult us.
So now,
and then also let me go back. And then there is a lot of, what do I call it? Unharnessed potential in our youth. They're not there. I don't know. My goodness, there's a way that they have visions and ideas. So also now that place of working with them. And just enabling them to bring to birth their ideas.
So now there's something you've mentioned, working with them.
Yes.
for the past few years that I've been in business personally,
Yeah.
at times working with you might be interpreted, and most of the time is a use and dump culture, which is
Yes.
very predominant in Africa. This young man has an idea. Some billionaire somewhere is looking for somewhere to put their money. So what they do, instead of empowering this person, they use you to give them ideas to work on that thing. Then all of a sudden you find yourself in some legal contradictions that you didn't know about,
true.
some contractual things that you didn't read in between the line. So now how are we able to even guide the youth out of that mentality, and how to even look out for such people?
Oh wow, how are we able to know that? I don't know how we're able to clearly, be able to differentiate our watu wa kukuja na kutudump. But first of all, the thing that I would say for such a youth is that what can we do within us as African, within us as a society, to really build these ideas? And then we go back to that story of collaboration.
Yeah.
Yes, collaboration. Niko na idea ya marketing. Wewe uko na, you're very good in finance. Someone else is very good. What about if we come together and then in that place we're able to really harness our idea? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
We're able to harness our idea together, because that is the only way that I see it being a solution to young people. Because the donors will always come, and then kutakuanga na hizo tu, the fine print. But also one other thing is that even us as mentors, and that's why we're having the conference that I'm telling you, is that we really need to not use this use and dump. We really need to have a heart. And this is now kingdom principle, like I was telling you, a heart posture, whereby we're burdened by the rate of unemployment. We're burdened by the way our youths have so much potential but are not able to harness it. So that from that place of that heart, we're able to consciously and walk with them until they're able to birth their ideas. So this is a challenge actually that I'm bringing out to people who are seasoned in business, people who are seasoned in industries, that let's go back. Yeah, sisi wenyewe, because we have these ideas. Why are we waiting for, I don't want to mention those foundations, legal issues. Why are we waiting for them to come and pour in money for our youth when within us, these mentors can be able to work with them? There are a lot of opportunities that are actually good that could be available to our youth people, but hawajui. Awazidri. There are a lot of acts, like I was telling you, that people can exploit. Talk about this Special Economic Zone Act, whereby tariffs are low, the exemptions are kidogo, but who is going to tell our youth, aki hawajui hizi vitu? But now when people, and that is the way that I see it being a solution, the people who are actually in these places of leadership within Africa, because hawa ni watoto wetu.
Correct.
These are our children who are suffering. We go back and then I'll begin working with them, begin showing them how did we get where we are, opening opportunities for them. Because I say to every person, where you're just an opportunity away from being the next Chris Kirubi. It's opportunities. What people lack are truly opportunities, and just someone to really mentor them and work with them in terms of building their character. So sisi wala tuko huku mbele. Let's go back and hold our youth and work with them. And from that place, because we've been in this for quite a while, when they have these contracts that wanafaa kwenda kuingia, once you read it, we're able to know, that honestly, this looks like a good deal, my dear, but it's not it. If we build it this way, it will have more sustainable value for you.
Correct.
Na kuna mahali utakuja uchapwe na contract.
Yeah,
I think that's how I'd phrase it.
So now let's talk about reclaim.
Yeah.
Why reclaim? What are we reclaiming?
What are we reclaiming? I like that. We're reclaiming minds. We're reclaiming communities. We're reclaiming industries. Yeah. And aligning them to that place of kingdom principles.
Give me a little background of reclaim.
Okay, where the vision came from.
Yeah.
So this was a burden in our hearts. We look at the youth. Yeah, they have these great ideas, but they don't have people to work with them in terms of actually bringing these ideas to fruition. Some of them, and not just actually the youth, I'd talk about even millennials. There are many people who, yes, they have ideas, but manze, lazima tukule.
Yeah.
Lazima tuishi. So they're actually misaligned in terms of their purpose. So they're doing things that they themselves, uko ndani, najua purpose inakuanga uko ndani.
Yeah.
The fulfillment, there isn't that fulfillment. So that is one spectrum. So we thought of having a place whereby our youth, young builders, and people who just feel like they're misaligned, let them come together and let's bring together seasoned entrepreneurs, business leaders, wakuje pamoja. What is the purpose? Say young people, let's mentor them. Let's pour knowledge into them. Let's open up opportunities for them. Kama kuna mtu wako hapa kona solution ya healthcare, uko hapo umeguru kwa healthcare. Hold this person's hand. Yeah, show them the way. Open up doors for them. Yeah, for their ideas to work na wao mpaka tuone zimekuwa birthed. Yeah. And then secondly, the other part is that pia watu wako seasoned entrepreneurs pia kuna shida.
Yeah.
Kuna shida. Sometimes even in the way that they do what they do. So there's also like a realignment that needs to happen to them. Because why is it that they're the leaders but our policies are the way they are? Yeah. Why are these policies not favorable to the youth? Why are they not favorable to small scale entrepreneurs? What really is the problem? So also they need to hear us. Tuambie, by the way, tunafinyika hapa. Yeah, tunafinyika hapa. So bring these people in the room. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conflict, a lot of collision. But I always say that the work must be done and someone must be willing to start and do the hard work. So that's what we're doing. So we really want to empower the young builders, people who have ideas. Na pia wale hata hawajui vision yao, hawajui purpose yao. Yeah, you're just like, man, I don't think I was built and made to be in this world to scatter around.
Yeah.
So you come. You come, and then we now walk within that journey of purpose discovery. Who are you? Why are you here? Ni nini ile unafanyanga ama unaonanga unasikia, yes,
Yeah.
I think this is it. And like we're talking, purpose is very painful, the journey to that, but let's not go there. Acha turudi kwa reclaim.
Yeah.
So bringing these people together and now working until we reclaim minds. So there'll be a lot of mindset discussions in terms of really transforming the mind. Because history tunasema ya kingdom principles, actually it is a remake up of your mind.
Absolutely.
It is mindset. It's just the way that you think, the way you do things. Tunairipata and imprint certain, principles. Alafu pia element ya collaboration. And also let's begin to have discussions. Let's take industries like education. Let's take different sectors and let's break them down. Kwa nini watu wetu wanasoma juu ya clouds, numbers,
Yeah.
na Columbus? Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk. And I want it to be what we envision, a very open kind of discussion. But discussion that will also lead to action. So there are two sides to it. Co-work na entrepreneurs and just reclaiming their minds as they scale.
Yes.
But also reclaiming systems and industry sectors, communities as a scale.
So now,
Yeah.
when it comes to harmonizing generational knowledge, and by generational knowledge, I mean there are people who have been in business for a very long time and the youths like us who have come with new knowledge, AI and all that. To some extent, those two generations, we have some rigidity and we have some facts to back the rigidity.
Yes.
So how do you harmonize that from where you sit?
It's just do I call it a repatterning? The people who are seasoned builders and founders, we must agree that we're not custodians of all knowledge. Times have changed.
Yeah.
By the virtue of time, there's a kind of knowledge and learnings that we've gained. True. just by virtue of doing life. But we also need to be malleable and flexible to know that, tukijenga hizi businesses 2015 or back then, yeah, things have changed. Times have changed. There are these new things. So also being malleable to learn from them, because it's a collaboration. It's not that the youth are sipping. Even this seasoned builders, there are a lot of things that they will also learn in terms of incorporating principles like AI even in their businesses, in their lives, to make their lives easier, to make their businesses more productive, and to even bring more value to them. So si ati hao ndo wanakuja kupatiana, no. Even the youth also have a lot of expertise, a lot of ideas, because they're the ones with the vision. They're the ones with the vision. So it is a collaboration. So seasoned builders have to also be malleable. Tukai tukijua tujui kila kitu. Yeah, we need to have a teachable spirit whereby we're able to sip and learn from them as we also teach them, and also being vulnerable. Another element is also just that vulnerability. Tunaambia mse, by the way, my journey took 20 years, but the reason why it took 20 years is kwanza, I got into wrong partnerships. Secondly, nilikimbia nikachukua loan kwa bank.
Yes.
First of all, to kujientice.
Yeah, that you can.
Nataka nionekane naendanga meeting na Mercedes, it was not necessary.
Yeah.
So let's teach them not just how we made it, but even the errors that we made along the way. Let's be vulnerable and authentic with them. Ndo pia waweze kulearn, but pia tukwe malleable. Na pia youth, also that teachability spirit. There is that factor that I talked about, time. These are people who've lived. So yes, times have changed, but there is value in terms of time. There is value in terms of vile wamekuwa kwa hizi industries for long. Yeah, so also them just having that element of being teachable to learn, and also there's a character. I keep telling you, results don't lie. Mtu ndo aweze kusustain that level of success. There's something that they are doing that we really need to learn. There's a character makeup that we need to have, that they have, which we can learn from. Yeah.
Okay. So now, as a youth or any person who is in business, principles at times don't change because they are principles.
Yeah.
So how can we be able to build on top of what is already there without necessarily meaning to deconstruct the whole thing?
Okay, how can we scale and build upon what is already there? What comes to mind is that, first of all, we need to interrogate what is there. And is it working? And is it feasible for the times that we are in? Because honestly, the things that we need to deconstruct.
True.
The things that we must destroy so that we can rebuild new systems. So the foundations that we have, are they right? Are they set for the times that we're in? And then, so that we know, now that question, lazima nipate kama industry. Yeah.
It has to be specific to an industry?
Because there are certain industries or just certain sectors whereby we may need to deconstruct.
So I think it's purely contextual with the kind of business that you're doing.
Yeah, with the industry, because we took a tech, there's some things that they can't exist in the times that we're in.
Actually, they are saying AI is growing after every 12 days.
Yes.
What days, not months.
Imagine.
So what you think is very new right now will be past next week.
I tell you, my background is in IT. I'm like, what's going on here? So we have to look at it industry per industry, sector by sector. Yeah, community to community, because also Reclaim is just not about biashara, even communities.
I like throwing a banter with IT guys. At times, the people who did IT, they did IT when IT was turning on a PC and logging on to Microsoft Office.
Okay, yangu ilikuwa deep. Nilifanya ilikuwa inaitwa C++.
C++.
C++ language, but how are those things meaningful right now? They've been overtaken by time. They've been overtaken by platforms. So let me tell you, even, my degree was BBIT. I tell people I did BB. I did Bachelor of Business, IT. I tell like I could just talk for a computer. Yeah, but it's also the kind of investment that you need if you're in tech industry. There's reading, a lot of could you renew so that you can catch up with the times that we're in.
Let's go back to kingdom businesses. What is the importance of understanding a season?
So it's very important in terms of knowing, especially when to pivot. When an idea has come at its time, it's very important for you to know that. Then you birth it. But also that just what kingdom business, and you live by those principles, is a discernment. Let me bring that word, discernment, whereby you know that I've been serving this market, but it's time to change. I have been doing it in this industry. It's time maybe to now bring in collaboration or to move into another industry. So especially in terms of pivoting, I think that's what comes to mind. And you can also add, as much as you're the host, we are co-hosting.
I've asked that question because many a times you hear people saying, I missed a season because I didn't know this and this and this. I missed a season because I was supposed to move into a certain way of doing things, but I didn't. So where I was basing my question is, as a kingdom entrepreneur or someone who is in business and you're following the principles of the kingdom, what I think being having a discerning spirit of what to do when.
Yes, there's and how.
Yes. Because again, there is one thing, knowing what to do.
Yes.
When to do it and how to do it.
Yeah. Most times we come at the what. We're not intentional to go to the how and when. Let me just bring this story here. I was listening to something when I was coming here. It's about the story of Joseph. And we know he did a lot of preservation. And the person, what he said was that Joseph received the blueprint, but he did not stay with God in terms of how to do it. Because it is because of what he did that the Egyptians, that the Israelites ended up in slavery. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. So if you just stay to get strategy, that discernment to birth divine strategy, but don't sit to get the divine direction, you eventually lose the plot in between. And actually what began as a good idea eventually begins to bring more harm than good.
So that actually ties it all together, meaning a perfect season means knowing what to do.
Yes.
How to do it and when to do it.
And more, let's go further, who to do it with.
Very, very important.
Who to do it with. Yeah, because sometimes there are people that you work with in business for a certain season, but based on the kind of next level, and I'm sure we'll have practical examples of this.
Very raw actually.
Yeah, practical examples of this, but because of maybe them refusing to evolve, they cannot go with you in where the business is going on next. And sometimes keeping them becomes like that. It's Abraham and Lot situation. So really, they begin to you begin clashes if you carry them along in a season that you're not meant to go with them. Yeah, so who to do it with, who to partner.
Actually, it brings the story of the children of Israel, because not all of them who started the journey. Actually, none of them.
Yeah.
It's a different generation that got into the promised land.
Yeah.
Could it also mean that as the seasoned business people and all that, at times the vision that we have, we are not the people who are going to achieve it?
Yeah, it's true.
That's very interesting, because at times we hold on to a certain thing because hii ni yangu. I'm the founder. Mungu ni mimi aliongelesha. So
lazima nini, but also if your vision you can accomplish it within your time, then it is too small. It is too small. The vision should be it's too small. You need to go and think bigger. if you can achieve it easily, yeah. I know the things that our purpose is you and I, just by interacting with you off
camera.
off camera. The things that even we ourselves we sit down, we're like, itakuaje? How? But now, then that is a vision. Yeah. So it will outlive us. It will outlive us. The goal that I have to see, our youth having businesses na si zile za me too business. Nimefungua mpesa nimeona hii DB studios ziko poa hadi nikafungua, not that kind, but to have ideas that actually solve practical problems. We have climate issues. We have businesses that are actually fighting and easy LGBTQ agenda, to be able to do that. We might not be able to accomplish all that in our lifetime, but like you said, it must be said that this was our vision. We accomplished it 40%. And then it also, that thing that I was talking about, also equipping your team, empowering them. Because we said that the businesses we're building are for legacy, they're for posterity. They are to outlive generations to generations. So your generation ya nne lazima iko hiyo vision ni kubwa, they can still carry it. Yes, they can reinvent it. But it still needs to be weighty enough for them to be able to steer it forward.
Very important. Yeah. So now, as we approach the end of the podcast, we have an event on 3rd.
On 3rd, yes.
At the KICC.
KICC.
So that's your camera. Invite your people. Tell us where to get the tickets.
Yes.
And how to avail ourselves.
Okay. As you've had, the conversations that we have had with DB in this amazing podcast, it's time for builders to arise. It's time for us to begin empowering the next generation. So this is a call to the youth. If you're here, you have an idea, please come. Hata kama huna idea, come. Let's walk with you. Seasoned entrepreneurs, policy makers, it is time for us to also look back and empower those who are behind us. So this meeting is also for you. It is also for you. So please come on the 3rd of October. We begin at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the KICC. Even that bed is very strategic, but we'll go there at another point, at another time. So let's come. Let's figure out how can we enhance businesses? How can we imprint this mindset that enables longevity of businesses such that biashara zetu zikae bana. Let's give them to the generations and the generations to come. Tickets ziko pale Livet. I'm sure DB ataika
something. A link in the description.
Something up. So please make sure that you plug in. Make sure that you plug in. And why you should come for this is that this is also a normal conference. It is actually the beginning of a conversation. The beginning of a conversation. Hizo vitu zote tumesema, we can't accomplish them in what? That is 6 hours. It's not possible. But we're just laying the foundation whereby we need to start somewhere.
Yes.
So let's meet. Let's start there. Let's begin building. Entrepreneurs come, we build. Watu wa systems are policies. Kujeni tuonge.
All right. Now awesome. that's the EE PowerTalk episode 101. That means number 1 episode of the next season.
Of this new season. We're in a new season, guys. We're in a new season.
You have opened our doors officially.
Yeah.
Actually, you're the first guest we have hosted in this studio.
Oh, wow.
This new space.
This is such an honor. And I think I'm the only female.
Yeah.
So women, I've opened up the stage for you. And actually, I forgot to mention that the meeting is also an Afro-continental gathering. So we'll be having some speakers who are coming in from different parts of the world. And then we'll also have tickets to be live streamed. So this is a sort of conversation for Kenya. It's a conversation where we're beginning to rise as Africa, because we know it's our season.
Correct.
I mean, look at what is happening in the world. But let's not go there for statistics. So it's our time as Africa to truly arise, to build structures that will be able to empower, to feed the nations of the world. So I'm glad to be here to pioneer this new move and this new season, and also to usher you guys to Africa.
Yeah.
Let's begin having more Afro-centered conversations. Let's begin bringing people
Correct.
from Nigeria. Tunakuja tunauliza manze, what is good in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Eh,
Apart from what you see in the news.
we call people from Ghana. We tell them, where's the gold? How do we, trade? Yeah. But it's been an amazing show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys, see you at the KICC for the Reclaim. We shall be there. You will see us, and we shall have this conversation. We shall start this conversation,
Yes.
and hopefully continue this conversation over the years, because again, we are not just planning to impact this generation. It is us, the people who are ahead of us, and the people who are coming after us. So until you see me again, see you in the next episode.